Jai Shri Ram! Jai Shri Ram! Yes, you heard it right. Today, we will be talking about the most anticipated temple architecture of the decade, the Ram Mandir of Ayodhya, dedicated to Hindu god Lord Rama. Hello friends, welcome to Architecture Broadcast, the place where future architects comes to get inspired. I'll first talk about the background of the topic, temple architecture, the architect, and then the architecture of Ram Mandir. Ram Janmabhoomi is the name given to the site that is the birthplace of Lord Rama, who is believed to be the seventh avatar of the Hindu deity Vishnu. Ramlalla Virajman, the infant form of Rama, an avatar of Vishnu, is the presiding deity of the temple. Before beginning with its architecture, we'll first get some insight about temple architecture to help us understand the components used for designing it. When you browse articles on Hindu temple architecture, you'd realize one thing. It was a gradual evolution, starting from the rock-cut cave temples to monolithic rathas, which finally culminated in structural temples. The basic form of a Hindu structural temple consisted of the following: Garbhagriha, Mandapa, Shikhara or Vimana, Amlaka, Kalasha, Antrala, Jagati and Vahana. We will first discuss these in detail and then move further. 1. Garbhagriha. It literally means the womb house and is a cave like a sanctum. It is made to house the main icon, which is itself the focus of much ritual attention. 2. Mandapa. It is the entrance to the temple. It may be a portico or colonnaded hall that incorporates space for a large number of worshippers. Dances and such other entertainments are practiced here. Some temples have multiple mandapas in different sizes named as Ardha Mandapa, Mandapa and Mahamandapa. 3. Shikhara or Vimana. They are mountain like the spire of a freestanding temple. Shikhara is found in North Indian temples and Vimana is found in South Indian temples. Shikhara has a curving shape. Amlaka. It is a stone disc-like structure at the top of the temple and they are common in North Indian temples. 5th, Kalasha. It is the topmost point of the temple and commonly seen in North Indian temples. 6th, Antrala or vestibule. Antrala is a transition area between the Garbhagriha and the temple's main hall, that is the Mandapa. 7th, Jagati. It is a raised platform for sitting and praying and is common in North Indian temples. 8. Vahana. It is the mount or vehicle of the temple's main deity along with a standard pillar or dhwaj, which is placed axially before the sanctum. Now that we are aware of components of temple, let us classify them. Indian temples can be classified into two broad orders as Nagara in North India, Dravida in South India. At times, the Vesara style of temples as an independent style created through the mixing of Nagara and Dravida orders. The Nagara or the North Indian temple architecture. Nagara is the style of temple architecture which became popular in North India. The entire temple is built on stone platform with steps leading up to it. Earliest temples had only one shikhara, but in the later periods, multiple shikharas came. The Garbhagriha is always located directly under the tallest tower. The design of the proposed Ram Mandir is also based on the Nagara style of architecture. Who is the architect? Chandrakant Sompura was appointed by Vishwa Hindu Parishad to design and construct Ram Mandir in Ayodhya. Chandrakant Sompura's family have been building temples across India for the last 6 centuries. His grandfather, Prabhashankar Sompura, who was awarded Padma Shri, had built the famous Somnath temple post-independence. So they are renowned from that time and they have built temples since 600 years. Fact check. Did you know the architect measured site one step at a time by walking it? He disguised himself in the form of a devotee and he measured the periphery since no measurement photographs was allowed to take on site. The temple is built considering Vastu Shastra and Shilpa Shastra principles. Architecture. Getting you to the nuances of the Ram Mandir structure, the main structure of the temple will be built on a raised platform and will have 3 stories. It will have 5 mandapas in the middle of the Garbhagriha, that is the Sanctum Sanctorum and the entry. The 3 mandapas, Pudu, Nritya and the Rang in the same order and the two mandapas for the kirtan and prarthana will be on the one or the other side. In Nagara style, the mandapas are to be decorated with shikhara. The tallest shikhara will be above the Garbhagriha. There will be 4 gates, one in each direction. Each gate will be designed in the architectural style of the region it faces. In accordance with scriptures dedicated to the design of temples dedicated to Vishnu, the sanctum sanctorum will be octagonal. A total of 366 columns with 160 on the ground floor, 132 on first floor, 74 on second floor will be in the building structure. The columns will have 16 idols, each to include all the incarnations of Shiva, the Dash Avtaras, the 64 Yoginis, and the 12 incarnations of Goddess Saraswati. Most of the carvings depict floral motifs of gods and goddesses. The temple facade as such will have nothing to do with Rama or the Ramayana. It will resemble the Akshardham temple in Gandhinagar, which was also designed by the same architect Chandrakant Sompura. The width of the stairs will be 16 feet. The temple will be built in 10 acres and 57 acres of the land will be developed into a complex with a prayer hall, a Ram Katha Kunj, that is a lecture hall, a Vedic Patshala, that is the educational facility, a Santa Nivas, that is the Sant's residence, and a Yatri Nivas, that is the hostel for visitors, and other facilities like a museum and a cafeteria. Before the temple is built, the ground needs to be leveled. There is a 50-foot depression just behind the spot, which will take months to fill. The soil in the area will require raft foundation. Over 1200 pillars with 1 meter diameter will be brought up from the depth of 30 to 35 meter for a strong foundation. The temple will be built to sustain earthquakes, storms, and other natural calamities. No concrete will be used in the entire temple complex except for foundation and flooring. No steel or RCC will be used anywhere. The ancient way of temple construction, by tightly placing one stone slab on another and using lime if necessary for joining, will be used. Whereas 2 lakh bricks inscribed with Sri Ram in different languages collected from across the country will form the foundation of the temple. The temple doors will be made of wood and will be attached to marble frames. Silver, gold, and copper would also be used in the construction of temple apart from stones and wood. The temple construction is slated to be completed in next 3 years, after which it will become the 3rd largest Hindu shrine in the world. Coming to interiors, the Nagara style of architecture will continue on the interior of the temple as well, which show high domes with intricate carvings. The artisans will follow the computerized directions for which the best Bulgarian limestone from VRTSA and marble from Sardinia were shipped to Kandala in a container. Before loading, the stones were cut to the required size and every stone was numbered. Over 2,500 artisans from Gujarat and Rajasthan cut, polished and sculpted 26,300 stones, which were then shipped to London and assembled using their code numbers. It was as if the temple were a jigsaw puzzle. The Honorable Prime Minister Mr. Narendra Modi laid the first brick made up of 40 kg silver amid Vedic chants to symbolically mark the start of the temple construction. The bricks are believed to symbolize 5 planets as per the Hindu mythology. Apart from the main temple, there will be 4 other temples for Sita, Lakshman, Ganesh, and Hanuman in the temple complex. According to Sompura, there will be certain innovations in construction without flouting any architectural rules. They are bound to strictly follow the temple architecture rules for layers, columns, dimensions, height, and width, but there will be a lot of opportunity to show originality and innovate in the iconography, exquisitely designing the carvings, statues, and sculptures on the walls and pillars. They also plan to depict scenes and figures from the Ramayana on the walls and pillars. Some key highlights of the project. You know, the sanctum sanctorum of the temple will be a huge structure, arguably the biggest in the country, with a dimension of 20 feet by 20 feet. The construction of magnificent structure is set to complete by the end of 2023, a little more than 3 years from now. All buildings in the temple town have been painted yellow to replicate the Treta Yuga, the period in which Ramayana was set. The phase 1 of the Ayodhya railway station, which will be modelled on the Ram temple, will be completed by June 2021. The soil and the holy water from several religious places across India, Triveni Sangam of rivers Ganga, Yamuna, Saraswati at Prayagraj, Kaveri River at Talakaveri, Kamakhya Temple in Assam, and many others were collected for the temple. Soil was also sent from various Hindu temples, Gurudwaras and Jain temples across the nation to bless the upcoming temple. Among the many was the Sharda Peeth located in Pakistan. Soil was also sent from the 4 pilgrimage locations of Char Dham temples in United States, Canada and Caribbean islands held a virtual service to celebrate the occasion. Lord Rama's image was shown at the Times Square. That's all for today's video, guys. Please make sure you like and subscribe to our channel so that you never miss an update. I request you all to visit our website where you can download as much as thousands of SketchUp components for free. We have mentioned the link in the description box below. We have also launched Gate Architecture Books 2021, whose link is again given in the description box below. If you never want to miss an update on upcoming jobs, ebooks and everything related to architecture, you can join our Telegram group, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, whose link is again mentioned in the description box. If you are interested in thesis sheets, you can visit Archipedia. It is the largest archive in India where you can find the architectural thesis sheets. Please show us support by liking and subscribing to our channel. See you next time.